Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the next video. So in this video we are going to discuss about arrays problem. That is basically, you can see on the screen, write a Java program to check for duplicate number and replace duplicate element by \n. After that you need to print the duplicate number as well. So this is the question guys, and there are a couple of ways in which you can solve this problem actually. So I will be dealing with the easiest one. So before also I have told one method to remove the duplicate number, but this method is going to be different from that one. So if you have not seen that video, then you can check it out in the description box. Okay, so yeah, so what I will be doing, basically you understood the problem, right? So we will be having one array and it will be having some elements, and if a particular element is repeating in my array, then for example here the array 1 is after processing, output should be something like this. Array 1 is equal to, so first time if it is appearing, then it's okay, I will keep it as it is. After that 5 is also not repeating right now, and 3 is also not repeating, so I'll just keep it as it is. 1 is repeating now, so what I will do, I will replace it with \n like this. After that 6 is unique, let it be. After that 1 is again repeating, replaced with \n. After that 3 is also repeating, replaced with \n. So this will be my modified array, but I need to print only the numbers which are repeated. That means 1 is repeated and 3 is repeated, so I will be printing to the console 1 and 3. So this is the approach guys. Okay, I mean this is the end thing which I want to achieve in this program. So how I am going to do this one? It's very simple guys. Just concentrate. Here I will be using two loops, one for the outer all elements and one for iterating through one element is constant and it will be iterating through all other elements. So what we'll be doing, just consider the example of 1. So 1 I will take it in the outer loop, and what I will do, I will start comparing each and every element with the 1 itself. So 1 is compared with 1 and I will take a count. Okay, so I will take a count and I will increment that count whenever 1 should be equal to 1, and also another condition, I should be not equal to j. That means I shouldn't be comparing this element with the same element. I mean 0th index it will be having, so I don't want to consider the index at 0th index with 12, so it will be obviously showing it as the duplicate element, right? So I don't want to compare the element with itself. So when I write in a loop, you will understand it better, but for just you just see this one. Okay, so after that I will compare with 5. After that I will compare with 3. So 1 is equal to 3, no. Then 1 is equal to 1, yes it is. And at this moment I is not equal to j, because I will be pointing to 0th index and j will be pointing to 0, 1, 2 and 3rd index. So I is not equal to j. Second condition also satisfied. At this moment you just replace this 1 by \n and you need to increase the count by 1, so that at the end when I am printing I will be using that count. Okay, so after that I will compare 1 with 6 equal, no. 1 with 1 again equal, and I is not equal to j, yes. Then replace 1 with \n, and the same thing is done with the help of other elements as well. 5 is compared with 1 equal, no. 5 is not compared with 5 again, because I is not equal to j condition I will be using. So this is the approach guys, and I'll just write it in the VS Code so that you can, in the Eclipse, so that you can understand it better. Alright, so but the thing is that I will not be hard coding the input, like whatever I have written here, that I will not be taking I will not hard code it. So I will take it dynamically, so that I have to use scanner class. I'll just zoom in a little so that you can see the things clearly. Okay, so I will create one scanner class to take the input. So scanner sc equal to new scanner, and inside I have to write system.in. So this is the creation of object of a scanner class. After that I will print one message saying that how many elements are there in the array. So enter size of array. So this is the message for user. After that, whatever the user enters, I will take it into a variable called n. Alright, so after that I will say enter the elements. So enter the elements of array. So this is it. After that I need to create one empty array to store the elements. So I will create one integer array whose name will be array1 equal to, so it will be new int, and whose size will be equal to n, whatever the n value is. Alright, so after that I need to use one for loop to take the elements inside. So for int I is equal to 0, and I should be less than array1 dot let us say length. After that I plus plus I have to do, and inside this what I will be writing, array1 of I is equal to sc dot next int method. So this will make sure that whatever the user is entering, that will be stored in the form of array. So I just don't want to make it hard coded input like array1 equal to this much, so that's why I have written all these lines, guys. So these are basically to take the input from user, that is to take the array from user. Got it? So okay, now I'm done with taking the input from user. Now I will write the actual code here. So if you want, you can write like this, or else you can directly take an array like whatever I have mentioned over here, and you can hard code the input. So but that is not recommended. You just go with this method itself. Okay, so in each and every program you need to write this one if you are using or if you are dealing with array. Alright guys, so once you are done with this thing, now I will just jump into the next, that is writing two loops. Okay, so first outer loop I will define for int j is equal to 0. I will be starting from j, and j should be less than array1 dot length. So array1 dot length, instead of that one you can go with n as well, so the both are same, I mean the number of elements they represent. Okay, so after that what I will do, guys, here I will use one local variable, that is local count variable, and I will initialize it to 0. So each and every time I will be resetting it, so I am initializing it to 0 inside the loop. Okay, so after that what I can do is I will write second for loop, which says that, okay, so I have to use one element like for int I equal to int I equal to 0, and after that I should be less than array1 dot length. Okay, so I plus plus, and inside this I will be writing my actual logic. Here I will compare whether array1 of I is equal to array1 of j. See, so array int j equal to 0, this is the outer loop. It will, how many times it will run? As many elements are there, that many times it will run. After that here the j will be constant and I will be changing inside the inner for loop. Okay, so what I can do is just use one if condition. If I will say array and 1 of I, so array 1 of I is equal to array let us say array 1 of j. Okay, so if array 1 of I is equal to array 1 of j, with this another condition is that, this is very important, I should not be equal to j. That means I shouldn't be pointing to the variable itself. I mean the element should not be compared with itself. Okay, so 1 should not be compared with 1 itself. That's why I am taking I is not equal to j. So this is very important statement, guys, and I have told you at the time, like you just need not to compare, like 1 should not be compared with 1. So that's why I'm taking another condition, I index value should not be equal to j index value. If these both conditions are satisfied, then you do the following. What I want to do, I just want to increase the count. Then I will write count plus plus, increase the count by 1, and also it says that if array 1 of I is equal to array 1 of j, that means whenever array 1 of I will be changing, like it will be first pointing to the first element, after that it will point to the second, then third, fourth, and j will be constant because it is on the outer loop. So it will not compare with itself because I have given another condition, I is not equal to j. So whenever this condition goes true, at that moment I should be like, yes, it is a duplicate number, then increment the count by 1, and also duplicate number should be replaced with that \n, right? So I will write that one. So array 1 of here I, so array 1 of I should be equal to \n. So \n I will write, and I will terminate. So this will make sure that the duplicate element will be replaced with \n. Got it? So after that I also need to print the element. So how I can print that one, guys? So with the help of j I can print, because if for j it is happening like this, means it is a duplicate number. If count is greater than 1, that greater than 0, then it's a duplicate number. So for inner for loop is ending over here. So after this for loop, what I will do, I will use another condition, like if array 1 of j, note that I'm using j here, that means the element which we are comparing for this time. Okay, so if array 1 of j is not equal to \n, that means it shouldn't be pointing to the duplicate element again. So yeah, and after that another condition says that count should be greater than 0, that means it is a duplicate number. Okay, if it is true, then what you do is system.out.println, then array1 of j and 1 space. Okay, so if you are done with this, guys, then your program is complete. And now I'll just show you the demo. Okay, just run this one, enter the size of array, like I will enter 5 elements right now. So 1 2 3 4 and 1. So here you can see 1 is repeating and I should print 1 here. You can see 1 is repeating and 1 is printed over here. And after that you can just check it out, like what is the modified array also you can print. Let me just print it after this one. So I will use for each loop for int I inside array1. Okay, so what I want to do is basically sysout system.out.println, and yeah, so what I can do here is I can write I, and after that some space. Okay, so this should print my duplicate, I mean whatever the modified array is there, that one. So again enter the size 5, 1 2 3, after that 4 and 1, and here you can see it is printing. It is showing me something which is unexpected. Let me just try it, guys. Okay, 1 2 3, after that 4 is also okay. Okay, so it is replacing my n with 10. So let me just check it out. Okay, guys, so I have modified a little for this one. Over here you can see without \n I just replaced with dollar here. So dollar is basically something which is like a dummy text. Okay, so if I execute this one, let me just show you what is happening over here exactly. So let us say I got 5 elements and 1 2 3, after that I will repeat 1. So here if I execute, then you can see the repeated element is printed. After that on the same line I want this line, so that's why it is printing. Oops, it is gone. Okay, so let me just execute it again. Okay, yeah, so here you can see 1 2 3 4, so whatever the elements are unique, they are printed. After that, instead of this repeated element 1, it is printing 36, because it is printing actually the ASCII value of whatever the element we are giving here. So the ASCII value for dollar is 36, and that's why it is printing 36. That means it will not print again 1. So thus we have just removed the duplicate element, and whatever the duplicate element is there, we are just printing it out. Okay, so this is how exactly you can write it, guys, and this is not the most efficient way, so you can use another method as well. So for that I will be link in description. So but anyway, if you want to replace it with \n, then this is also possible. So you'll be just getting the ASCII value of \n. So like this you can replace, and after that you will write here as well \n. So it depends on the problem. It depends on the requirements what you want to replace with. So this is it, people, and if you like this video, please do like the button, and hit the like button, and after that, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe the channel. So thank you, thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Have a nice day ahead.